What?
The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Podwans Podcast. Now, Skeleton Crew does not have a new episode this week. It wrapped up last week, so we're not talking about that anymore. But are we? We will be talking a little bit about Skeleton Crew this week. We're like 10 plus Disney era Star Wars shows in at this point. So I figured it'd be a good time for us to kind of convene as a group and kind of discuss where we feel each one of these shows kind of lines up in our personal rankings. So Luke, you look like you have something you want to come out of your mouth.
No, it's just a question. So are we individually ranking them and then doing it as like a whole podcast? Or are we giving rankings that we...
It's as before. We fucking argue about it for like an hour straight.
God damn it!
Yeah, Battle Royale.
No.
You know, we can certainly give our personal rankings, but I think it's going to be a Battle Royale for who who falls below.
Okay. Then if we're gonna do that, then we all have a consensus. Number one, like, are we going with our hearts? Or are we going with our brains here? Because we gotta be
a little bit of both. A little bit of both. It'll all play out
anyway,
and we'll most likely still be friends after this.
Look, we got like
I
three
don't know.
new shows
I don't
in our last
know.
tier list, so
I don't know.
We got some
By
new
the way-
blood in there.
By the way, we are not gonna thank a certain someone for saving TikTok because they had no responsibility in doing so, even though.
Not to get into it, TikTok is still technically banned. You cannot download it from the App Store. It will not update in the United States, so it is technically still banned. Just current users are able to use it. Yeah, you can still use it, but unless something changes, the app will depreciate and probably go away if things don't change. So we'll see how that goes, but that's why we're here on YouTube to talk about things on this platform. So all that being said, let's kind of start it out real quick. So I have not actually done this. Let's go down the list. What do we have? I've got a pen and I've got paper.
Wait, what is this stuffery you speak
All
of?
right. So first, Mandalorian. Now here's the question: are we doing seasons or shows overall?
We're doing seasons because I think it changes season to season.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I think we should just go off of the main show.
So we got Mando.
Okay.
We got Bob F.
Why you say Bob Book of Boba Fett like that?
Bob F.
Bob F.
It's Bob F.
Bob Franklin.
Yeah. We got Bob F. We got, what was after that? Ahsoka?
I have it all in order on the tier list.
Well, aren't you cool? I'm writing it down.
Yeah, it's Mando, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah, that show did happen.
Then Andor.
Go fuck yourself.
And then you got Ahsoka season 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm just doing live action right now. We can circle back to animation after that.
No. That's a whole nother beast.
No, this is all going together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. This is all the shows. All the shows.
Every last one.
Andor and Skellies.
Yep. Yeah, Ahsoka.
Then we got Clone Wars. Season 7, that is a Disney show. We got Rebels.
But it should be Clone Wars all together. What are you talking about?
No, because it wasn't Disney. Well, also, if we do Clone Wars all together, it just falls to the bottom because it's so bad.
Oh my god, you are so wrong. Well, that's
we got Rebels. We got Resistance.
Oh my god. Am I going to have to defend myself? Oh, Jesus.
We got Young Jedi Adventures.
I already could tell.
I don't think. Fine, Vision. But like, here's
Visions counts. Season 1 Visions are like some of the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. Okay.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, but like.
And then you got Bad Batch, obviously.
The Bad Batch. Sorry, young Marianne and Cheyenne for not doing that immediately.
And then you got the 2 Tales.
I'm going to include that as one show.
The Jedi.
Yep.
All right, so we got Mando, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Kenobi, Andor, Skeleton Crew, Acolyte.
Oh yeah, we forgot about
That's a show that happened. Clone Wars season 7, Rebels, Resistance, Visions, Young Jedi Adventures, Bad Batch, and Tales of the.
But now, since we're basically already discussing the making out here, let's just
Let's start with the big one, Mando.
All right.
How do we feel about Mandalorian? How do we feel about Silver Boba Fett?
Wait, so we're not going 1 through. So this is an actual like tier list.
Yeah.
Okay. And then okay, all right. I'd say Mando is a solid B.
I agree. I think it's a B tier.
Season 1 is great. Season 2 is okay, and then season 3, it's like okay, all right.
Look, if we were just doing season 1, this shit would go like right here.
Yeah,
I would not agree with that. I would not agree. I don't think anything Mandalorian has been S tier. I think season 1 of Mandalorian was refreshing for a lot of people. I don't think it's that. I couldn't tell you exactly what happened in season 1 at this point. Like, he meets Baby Yoda, he meets Cara Dune, and there are jetpacks, and then Moff Gideon says, "You have something I want." Oh, and there's the IG droid, IG-11. I couldn't tell you what happened in the plots of each episode. I think it's not super memorable, in my opinion. I think it's good. Nothing against Mandalorian and Grogu. I think people overhype season 1.
I disagree with that.
All right,
it's okay to be wrong.
All right, fight. BRB. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, I guess we're just gonna argue about that. Argue about.
So Kenobi goes in F tier while Luke is away.
Fuck you! Absolutely not.
No, Kenobi's not an F tier. No, right. I think that Mando is a good show. I think we've had. I feel like every other Star Wars show has done something wildly different, and looking back on it, I just feel like Mando feels safe.
Yeah, to me, like I feel like season 1 was so refreshing, even to this day. Like I feel like I really love. Like I think we were talking about it last week. I really love the finale for all the Mando seasons, but especially season 1 of like how it sets up like Moff Gideon and like the finale like showdown there, like. And that kind of stuff. And like, I really feel like season 1, I put way above season 1, season 2, season 3, because I think it just really stands on its own 2 feet and doesn't really rely on past Star Wars media. And it like strives to really do its own thing and like really lean into like the whole Western aesthetic and really leans into Din as a character.
I actually feel like I liked season 2 more than I like season 1 because I feel like season 2 is trying to tell a story more than season 1. Season 1 was Adventure of the Week, and that's fine. I think that's fun, and I think it serves television well if you are on a television channel. Where if you look at something like Star Trek Next Generation, you look at something like The Office or Parks and Rec, where the whole idea of Adventure of the Week, Story of the Week is if you miss a week, it's okay. Like, and that was the whole idea of television back in the day, was you had shows that definitely like followed like storylines, but if you look at like old sitcoms, you look at Family Matters, you look at Full House, you look at stuff like the X-Files, right? Where it was, you did not have to tune in every week. You could just watch it every other Friday and you'll still be fine. You obviously had shows coming up like Breaking Bad. You had shows like Twin Peaks that follow a cohesive storyline. But I think that what cable television did so well was that Adventure of the Week, because it was something you didn't have to tune into every single week. And I think they wanted to follow that formula more with Mandalorian season 1, whereas every single show since then has not followed that formula. That has all been a cohesive story from episode 1 to the finale.
The funny thing is how you feel about Mando season 2 is how I feel about season 1, and how you feel about season 1 is how I feel about season 2. It's like our opinions are kind of like inversed.
Yeah, I just feel like so here's how I look at Mandalorian season 1 through 3. I think it went from adventure of the week to let's add a little bit more story here. Let's kind of dig a little bit more into Mando and his roots on Mandalore and stuff like that. And then you get into season 3 where it is like, this is the storyline of season 3. Like you cannot miss a week of Mando season 3 at all. You'll be lost. And I'm not saying one is either good nor bad. I just feel like the things that happen in season 2, and I do think that season 2, like cameos be damned, it has the best finale, I would argue, of any Star Wars show.
I would hard disagree with that statement.
Luke coming in went really hard, and because keep in mind, I thought that we weren't getting overrun with cameos, at this point. And I do think Ahsoka showing up was really cool. Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, really cool. As someone who's not into the Clone Wars, seeing like this was I almost say this was really our first time seeing an animated character come to life.
Yeah,
like there are examples where like a video game character or an animated character like had a small corner of the shot cameo type deal, but like seeing like, wow, this is Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, like that was really awesome to see. And I think having like Morgan Elsbeth kind of come into the picture, it was really cool. Like lots, I just think they did cooler, more interesting things in season 2 than they did with season 1.
To me, season 2 kind of going into like the whole like adventure of the week thing, because to me it felt like season 2 was like, what cameo of the week is going to be this week, and not like, because season 1 felt like, while it had very distinct episodes, I felt like it kind of had an overarching arc with Din's character. Season 2 kind of became the fetch quest for Grogu in a sense, and I felt like there were moments where I was like, okay, this is kind of back to where it is in season 1, but I feel like overall, I think I preferred season 1. Season 2, I think, was still good. I just preferred season 1 over season 2. Then season 3 was my least favorite of the 3 seasons.
I'd say season 3 is my least favorite. I like it more than I think most people like it. I had a good time with season 3. I did like what they did with Bo-Katan. I loved them being back on Mandalore. The finale was really good. Like Mecha Mando Moff Gideon was awesome. It was a Tar Vizsla. Like that scene was incredible.
Watching that in a crowded celebration was awesome.
Like that was a really cool. I liked it. Again, it's my least favorite of the Mando seasons, but I still really liked season 3.
Question.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Derpy Entertainment, why does this feel like that's a chase? Like that's very chase coded.
I would put season 3 at C. But as a show overall, like also, I would put season 2 at A, season 1 at B, season 3 at C.
I would actually kind of agree with that.
Yeah,
I would
agree with that too.
I would concur. Also, plus there's only like 3 seasons of Mando anyway. I think it's kind of easy just to go boom and then just grab them all. Just getting all one go.
All right. Okay.
I mean, if we're doing seasons, I was going to try and do it. Well, I guess there's not that many shows with multiple seasons.
Yeah.
There's only like what, 5?
There's Rebels,
Clone Wars, and then Mando.
Rebels, Clone Wars, and
we're not ranking all the Clone Wars because look, most of Clone Wars goes in F tier.
It doesn't fucking matter. I guess we're gonna rank everything. We're gonna be here for a couple of hours.
All right. Book of Boba
Fett.
S tier. S tier. S tier. No, A tier. A tier.
D.
I'm fighting for A tier.
I'm fighting for B.
D. I will not. You got to be out of your fucking mind if you think it's higher than
before
C. I
skeleton,
will
before
negotiate
skeleton.
C. I will concede a C. No higher.
Before Skeleton Crew, this was the most fun show that we have gotten. This show was super fun. Boba Fett does cool as fuck shit in this show. He's awesome in this show. He like people say, oh, he doesn't do anything. Like he rides a Rancor. He strangles a 6-armed monster. He drops a seismic fucking detonator into the Sarlacc pit.
Okay, like, but that still doesn't make it
fucking
better
cool,
than
dude. It's
to me.
No,
to me, the show would go in B. I think it goes in this ranking. I think it goes with Mando season 1 because to me, the first half of the season is really strong. Like the Boba Fett Tusken episodes are some of the best of live action Star Wars television. I would
great. Luke, what do you not like about Book of Boba Fett?
I don't like Book of Boba. I don't like Boba Fett as a character. They tried to make a 8-episode show on a character that has less screen time. Like out of all the original characters that they had, he had the least amount of screen time.
So,
like, he's not interesting to me.
He's not interesting. Like, I think a lot of people felt that about Cassian Andor, and look at how that turned out.
Yeah, but that's awesome for better reasons.
Yeah,
I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah, but Book of Boba Fett is an action crime show.
Not my cup of tea. If you want to put it in B, I will concede, but I will not give it an A.
I'm fine with B.
God,
and then we got aggressively relaxing over here saying Boba Fett should go in C or S over here.
No,
I mean,
no,
it does belong in S tier. I love Book of Boba Fett. It's so. You know what's funny? I got it. I was doing a TikTok live. I think it was either with Con Skywalker or with Wolf of Low Street, and some fucking like 14-year-old kid was like, "Yeah, Book of Boba Fett was so bad," and I was like, "No, I liked it." He's like, "Dude, no one liked Book of Boba Fett," and I'm like, I liked Book of Boba Fett. He's like, that's not true. And he's like, how many times have you seen it? And I was like, I've gone through it like 2 or 3 times. He's like, no, you haven't. And I was like, fucking, do you know me, dog? You watching me through the window, man?
All right, let's move into the next Star Wars show, which would be Luke's favorite show, Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right.
I'm giving it A tier.
I'm gonna say A tier.
Agreed.
I would love to put it in S tier, but it's not. There are other shows that I think are more worthy of S tier than Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm gonna say this as not a negative. I feel like Kenobi is nostalgia bait.
No, it absolutely is. I would agree with that. Yeah.
So like I love, like, no show has made me as emotional as Kenobi has.
Yes.
And I thoroughly enjoyed watching it week to week. And this was like, God, this was when I was living in New York, and like these were coming out at 3 a.m,
which is insane.
And I would be like on my laptop, like not trying to wake up my roommates, like watching this at 3 a.m, like with like headphones in. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, Kenobi is definitely A tier in my opinion. In my opinion, it should be S tier, but I know I'm gonna get.
I think there's certain elements of that show that maybe
that don't hit.
Yeah, like there's like going back. There's like the I can't even remember the like desert or like kind of like grassland planet they go to where they pick up the Imperial like defector or like
no, they get picked up from the all hail the Empire.
Yes,
that guy was weird as fuck.
It's like I remember I rewatched that show like
weird.
Not that long ago, but it was like maybe a year and a half ago, like pretty recent after it came out, and I was like, okay, this is not great. The Leia chase scene also not great
to me,
but it's also like have any of us like tried to chase like a child like or play tag?
Those fucking tackle him. No, I do love Vivian's portrayal of a young Leia. I think it's great. I liked Reva as a villain. I thought the moments with Hayden and Ewan, top notch, just incredible. And the one thing out of everything in that show, obviously, like I am, what you made me. That whole thing is great. Him talking to young Leia about Padme and Anakin in the finale,
crazy.
The weeps I wept when he was saying that. It was rough.
It is pretty
good show.
Even like
Good
Reva's final scene in the finale as well, of like her at like the large homestead, like breaking down about like how she almost became Anakin. Like that scene is one of the best scenes in that show.
I do think that like this was the start of the Order 66 fetish that was getting to be a little much for me. like oh man, because like I going back almost to Mando, like having Ahmed Best be Kelleran Beck in the Order 66 sequence for Mando, incredible. Seeing it from Reva's perspective was when we look at something like Skeleton Crew and how they handled it in Skeleton Crew, I was like, if they would have done that with Reva, I think it would have been so much better. If she would have just like had a monologue about it, I think it would have been better instead of just watching it. So yeah, but also like, gosh, the Kenobi finale I think is really underrated because like the whole thing with Luke and the Skyhopper, like I said, it's nostalgia bait, but it's good nostalgia bait.
No, I agree.
All right.
What do we have next?
We got Cassian Andor.
S tier.
Cassian Andor S tier.
That's the easiest ranking of the entire tier list.
It's literally like, as much as I want to give Obi-Wan S tier, this truly is an S tier show. The visuals, the story itself, what they're pulling out of a movie, out of a 2.5 hour movie for a character that was very obscure to go with, and to base it off of like that story, I think is insane. And I love it. The writing is superb. It's the best Star Wars writing to date.
Ever. Like ever. It's the best.
There's not clunky dialogue. There's good enough amount of drama. Like, it's very
the monologues alone in this show,
agreed,
are just beyond anything we've ever seen in Star Wars.
Well, and it's also like real life.
Yeah.
Real life, like things that were happening and are still happening. It still blows my mind that some Star Wars fans do not realize that the evil empire is the American society that we live in today and have lived in since the 1960s.
I mean, before
that.
No, but I mean, like, like,
I know where you're going.
Vietnam era.
So like, it's just it's just so fun allegory when Star Wars fans, when conservatives are like, yeah, Andor's great, and it's like, you do realize that you are the Empire, right? Like,
it's one of those things that I think that what Andor does so incredibly well is it has everything in the world to say about the Empire and its reflection on like real world events, and it doesn't hit you over the head with it. It makes it subtle. It makes it impactful. I think that every arc in there and all of the new characters from Cyril to Bix to Marva, like everyone, Dedra, like everyone's incredible. Like there's not a bad character in the show. Like,
no, I agree.
Kino is incredible. Like, how many roles can we give Andy Serkis in Star Wars? Like,
I know. Well, and also to think about, we're getting Orson Krennic.
Oh my god, I am so excited for season 2 of Andor.
Yeah, it's gonna be a baller. I don't think we've seen what, one
We've seen a teaser trailer of it. There was something shown at Celebration last year, or 2 years ago.
Yeah. It was pretty close to the actual teaser trailer, but obviously it was really rough footage because it was just like they just recorded the series, so it's like,
no, like it's. We could go on and on about Andor because it is just one of those things that like I remember being excited that I was excited that they were doing it, like, oh wow, like they're just gonna take a new character from Rogue One and they're just gonna make a show out of it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they're really doubling down on like their characters, like they're standing behind them, they want to establish them. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then when it came out, it was just like, holy shit. Like, we've never, like, as much as I love the original trilogy, nowhere close to the writing and the storytelling and dialogue that we got in Andor. So I agree. Like if there was a tier above S, if there's S++,
the God tier,
it would be the GOAT tier. Anyway, let's get into Ahsoka.
Okay.
I'm gonna say last first in B, ahead of Mando season 1.
I'm willing to hear it, but I think it's a C tier show.
I concur.
I don't think it's bad. I liked it.
Okay, how about this? End of B or beginning in C. I think Ahsoka is better than season 3 of Mandalorian.
I would agree with
that.
I
think it's a B.
I agree with that.
I personally think it's a B tier show.
I'm willing to go end of B.
That and Lars Mikkelsen Thrawn. So we get Ezra Bridger back. That's entertaining. We get the whole Anakin flashback scene, which is like a lot of Star Wars fans back and forth. But I'm also talking to someone that didn't like Clone Wars, so that doesn't do anything for you. I think the thing that did chase in is Hera.
Yes, I was just
Hera being Hera in it was
and
the
Mary
best part.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera is so good. Like I can't imagine a more perfect casting. I liked Thrawn. I liked Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn. It's not a draw for me. I personally the three thing, and here's why I struggle with Ahsoka is the three.
Cole, put it somewhere.
Put it end of B. Put it end of B.
Put it end of B. Thank God.
The thing about Ahsoka is the three best parts of Ahsoka for me was Hera, Shin, and Baylan were the three best parts.
I agree.
And then below that, I would put like Sabine and Thrawn. Like, not that Ahsoka didn't have amazing moments in that show. Not that like her on the ship training Sabine wasn't great. Not that her like, cutting the starfighters with the lightsaber on the wing of the ship and stuff like that. The opening thing. You know what, is someone who's going to put Resistance in S tier? That is illegal to say.
Fucking insane.
But no, it's just that Ahsoka for me, while a really good part of the show, wasn't the best part of the show, and I think that's where that show really fell flat for me.
Interesting, but no, I'm keeping it in B tier.
That's fair.
I can live with end of B.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's fine. Chase and I are gonna get you back with Resistance. All right. Into the next show.
No, Resistance is that's crazy.
The Acolyte. All right.
I'm gonna my take. I think it's C. I think it's a C tier show.
I like the Acolyte more than Ahsoka.
Agreed. I would actually agree with that.
Acolyte's good.
I could even go here.
It's good.
I could even go here. I could even go here. But I think
no, you gotta put no. All right, I'm not conceding here. I think it is behind. I will concede that it's a B tier when in reality I think it's a C tier. I think if they really sold on the Sith part of it, like they originally said they were, it would be a lot higher for me. That's my take. And I think, and this isn't just me being because I want to see more Plagueis, but like
I'm gonna say that the Acolyte it had the same issue as Ahsoka, is that the most important thing about the show wasn't the Acolyte. It wasn't Mayor Osha. It was Chimere. And I think Chimere stole the show, and Manny Jacinto did an incredible job.
I would agree.
I do feel that of all the Star Wars shows, I think this had the roughest time with pacing and dialogue.
I agree 110%.
There was like, and when the show was coming out, which was like July, which is crazy to think about, by the way, is like when we were talking about it, like I remember saying like it feels like some of the takes they used were the wrong takes. Like I was like, I know that these actors can say these lines better. Like they have acted better in this show, particularly than they're doing right now. So like for me, there was just so many weird things. I almost want to bump it up just to, rub it in the face of the fucking grifters.
I see, but like that's
it's not indicative of the show itself. It's just it's a show that I enjoyed. It's a show that like week to week I was wanting to see the next episode. It also like episode 7 had me the most concerned about a finale of any show. I was like, oh, there's so many questions that everyone still has. Are they going to wrap it all up? And they didn't, which was frustrating in its own right.
And to me, when I think about the Acolyte, I think about episode 5 and then episode 6. Episode 5 to me is like the highest of highs in the show, where you're just like, man, we're on top of the world. Chimera's just kicking ass. And then you go to episode 6 and you're just like, oh, they could do so much more with Chimera and Osha and like their dynamics and what's going on there, and like how their relationship is now building now that Osha is now falling to the dark side. And like
episode 6 was the best episode. I don't know what you're
where you saw Manny's
that's Naked Chimere episode. But no, that was an episode where like the dialogue really kicked it off. That was an episode where they went down the path of the Sith. They went down and explored like why someone turns to the dark side, and they made it appealing. They made it desirable. Like I loved episode 6, and episode 5 was cool. Episode 5 was like the best action we've gotten in Star Wars, probably period. Like since Disney bought it. So like, I mean, I want to give props where it's props are. I think I think it being in B tier is a good fit.
Yeah, and like I said, the reason why I think I even said it on the episode when we first did the like roundtables week to week was, I think 6. The reason why I'm like the most disappointed with 6 is like 6 conceptually has some of the coolest ideas in the series, like you said, like how like they make the dark side appealing. I just wish there was more meat to that episode, and they could have really leaned more into it.
The whole show should have been more extrapolation of episodes 5 and 6, in my opinion. If the show were that theme, and taking different directions is fine, but like if the show felt like episodes 5 and 6 most of the time, I think it would have been an S or A tier show easily.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I feel like they pitched Sith show, and it
was a show with Sith.
It was a show with Sith, not about the Sith, and I think that's kind of what. Yeah.
Also, the more of it we're getting in this ranking, the more of it I'm like, one of these things is not like the other. I think this should go to A behind Mando season 2.
No. Keep it where it's at.
You're wrong, Hereth.
You keep these rankings where they're at.
Shut your dirty mouth.
For now.
I'm right.
Go.
I don't know you're right. You're wrong.
We're going to be here for hours. Let's move it along. Sunshine.
All right. The most latest live action Star Wars show. Skeleton Crew.
A
tier.
Easy A tier. Right behind Kenobi. Right behind Kenobi. That show was so much fun. That show genuinely made me smile and actually want to make content again. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, after the Acolyte, it was like so draining, just so draining. Didn't even really want to talk. Didn't even really want to talk about Star Wars. Thank goodness Rings of Power came out when it did, because I was just kind of just done with Star Wars. But Skeleton Crew was fun. It was so much fun. And I really hope that their story and Atten is a big player in this new kind of landscape that we have in like the First Order and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, like we don't have to hang out on the Acolyte since we just got done doing 8 weeks of talking about Skeleton Crew. But yeah, no, like the biggest, most pleasant surprise
absolutely
from Star Wars in the longest time. Like super thrilled with Skeleton Crew, super thrilled with the cast, super thrilled with Jude Law and the kids, just what they were able to do, all of the cool stuff, all of the fun adventure. Like it was we talked about it a little bit on the podcast, like hearing from people from Lucasfilm saying that like everyone who was working on Skeleton Crew wanted to be there and they genuinely loved Star Wars in all of its forms. And it shows. It really, really shows. Like that show was made with so much love and care. Love it.
Yeah. Now it's time for animation.
Oh fuck!
I'm not doing all the Clone Wars seasons.
I'll make it really fast. No one's gonna disagree with me. Watch. Boom, boom, boom.
I don't even know.
Boom.
I don't even know what seasons these are.
So I did season 1, season 2 in D tier. I did season 3 in C tier.
See, I disagree with season 2. They have the Geonosis arc. That's a great arc.
Out of what, 3 episodes out of 25? This is my problem with it, and this is not against you. This is my problem with the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Is it's like, I'm sorry, any show that has like a watch list order and it's like the skippable episodes is not that good of a show. It's just not.
Don't tell that to anime lovers.
Yeah.
That shit's wild.
Dude, I'm sorry. Like One Piece, like 1,000 episodes, get out of here. No.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. But
all right, anyway.
So I did season 1 D tier, season 2 D tier, season 3 C tier, season 4 B tier.
There are I'm not going to fight about Mortis because I know everyone loves Mortis. Yeah. There are iconic. 2 good arcs in season 4. Again, that's 6 episodes out of 24. You have Umbara and Mortis in season 4.
Ooh, we also got the Slaver's Obi-Wan arc and the Bounty Hunter.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I didn't like the Obi-Wan Bounty Hunter arc. I thought it was stupid.
Oh, well, that's in.
It also has it opens with the Mon Cala. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Clone Wars season 1 through 4 so bad. I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway.
Let's not hang out on the Clone Wars too much.
6.
Anyway, season 5, I think should go about right there.
I don't agree with that, but that's whatever. Go ahead.
All right, then season 6, I think can go like right here.
I think it's a C. I think season 6 is a C tier.
I think
it's
there.
above. Yeah. That's
what's
fair.
What is an arc? What is an arc in season 6? I basically forgot all of it.
The Yoda one.
Yoda's good.
The 5
Ahsoka trial of Ahsoka.
Yeah,
that's season 5.
Okay.
And then the Tyrannus little episode where we find out that Tyrannus is Dooku because of Valorum's aide who he thought he killed.
Whatever.
That's
I would count
one.
Technically, that's a part of technically that's a part of the Yoda arc.
This was the Yoda arc. Season 6 was the Netflix season, right?
Yeah, that was the Netflix season.
Yeah, that was the Netflix season. Yeah. All right. Next
season
one.
7, I think.
Season 7, I would say, that is exactly where it needs to be. Chase wants it in probably middle of B. After Acolyte.
I would put it. I would put it after Acolyte. We get the Bad Batch. Great. I like the Martez arc. I thought that was.
I'm a Martez arc defender.
Yeah.
I like as much as I have an issue with the Siege of Mandalore. I like the Siege of Mandalore. That was it, right? It was just those 3 arcs.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll let it live in A tier.
Because to me, like, a lot of people shit on the Martez arc, and I'm like, you realize we wouldn't get the Siege of Mandalore without that arc. That arc is so insanely important to that season, and the way that the season set up,
the story as a whole, yeah, absolutely.
So people being like, "Oh, but this season sucked because of that arc." I'm like, but you wouldn't have this without this. So shut the fuck up.
Well, we also get Clone Wars animation Darth Vader, so that was kind of sick. That was dope. Jesus, you just hate fun. Just shut up, Chase.
It's not that I hate fun, because I love Skeleton Crew, I love Book of Boba Fett, and I love Resistance. I love fun. I think that the Siege of Mandalore really screws up Revenge of the Sith, like, a lot. I think the Siege of Mandalore, I think if you look at Siege of Mandalore in a vacuum where it doesn't connect to the movies, incredible. God tier storytelling, like, amazing. When you realize that, like, I said it in a TikTok video, like, they handled the number one thing about the Clone Wars since the fucking movie, right, was, who the fuck is this tentacle lady, Ahsoka? Like, and Anakin doesn't have a Padawan. Anakin is a Padawan. And it's just one of those things, like, from the movie to season 1 all the way up until the end of season 5, it was just like, how are they going to wrap this up? Where, like, because she's not in the movies, she's definitely not in Revenge of the Sith, she's never mentioned in Revenge of the Sith. Excuse me. In season 5, when she the image of her walking down the steps of the Jedi Temple was the perfect send-off for her character, so that she doesn't interfere with Revenge of the Sith. It is perfect, because it's like there's still time left in the Clone Wars for, like, things to just manifest with Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme. And when you get to Revenge of the Sith, she is not like she's a long forgotten memory, but she's just like, she's no longer at the forefront of everyone's mind. So you're not having, like, it's like, to me, if you watch Revenge of the Sith and then, like, stick Siege of Mandalore in there, the fact that, like, when you're on Mustafar, when Padme and Obi-Wan are in Padme's estate, and no one's talking about Ahsoka, it feels weird. It feels very strange that she's not even mentioned.
It does, but it's also kind of ingenious in a way, because they all are assuming that she's dead. You have to remember that.
Well, I'm talking about before Order 66 happens.
But
because before Order 66 happens, everyone knows she's very much alive.
Yeah.
But also, the Padme scene happens after Order 66, and also Obi-Wan contacts her while going to
while he is on Utapau.
They are on. She is calling everyone, and it's just like I just, like, it bothers me that when Padme and Anakin are on Mustafar, and it's the iconic scene when you have the context that Padme thinks Ahsoka was killed because of what Anakin did, and she doesn't bring that up, and it doesn't affect anything. It feels weird. It makes Revenge of the Sith feel strange.
Interesting. It does a little bit.
It doesn't make sense. It, like, and it's like, look, Ahsoka versus Maul is incredible. Like, the literal siege of Mandalore is incredible. One of the, like, most gut-wrenching things I've ever seen in Star Wars was Ahsoka taking off Rex's helmet, and he's crying. And the other thing is, like, the Tales of the Jedi episode where she's training, and you realize what she's training for unknowingly is the Siege of Mandalore after Order 66. And it's like, there's so many pieces to the Siege of Mandalore that are so good and so well done, but then it's just like, the way I've put it is, for a show that went through surgical precision to make sure that Anakin never physically saw General Grievous, they put Ahsoka so close to Mustafar and Order 66 when she's supposed to be gone. And that has always bothered me, is that it's just like, it felt like we have to have Ahsoka in here because everyone loves Ahsoka so much, when it doesn't make sense for the story. And it's like, I understand that when you think about it, Clone Wars season 7, the final episode or the final season of the Clone Wars, as you wrap the story without Ahsoka, is weird, but it's also like, you fucking dug this hole yourself by inventing her. Like,
no,
like,
yeah,
like
that.
It's just one of those things that, like, I can respect and understand people who like the Darth Vader scene in Siege of Mandalore. I don't like it. I think that the issue that I've always had, one of the issues with Clone Wars I always had, is Anakin is too likable. Anakin is too cool of a guy. The fact that he is Sky Guy fucks up Darth Vader as a character in a little way, and I feel like him, just the image of Darth Vader holding the blue lightsaber, like, we don't really know. We assume time has passed at this point because of the snow and the buildup and all that. It's just like, we know Anakin is in there. We know that because of Return of the Jedi. And we have other media that tells us this, like him holding the blue lightsaber, and you can kind of tell the way it was like shown was like, Anakin's still in there and he's still thinking about Ahsoka. And I'm like, no, he's Darth Vader. He is not the good guy. You are not supposed to feel bad for him. You're not supposed to feel empathy for him. And I've never liked that imagery of him holding the blue lightsaber.
But like, that's kind of the whole point. It's him realizing that he screwed up, and yet again, another person that he really, really cared for is gone.
And what is he? And it's just like, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just, we keep building this story of, oh, Anakin's still a good guy deep down inside, and it's like, yes, you get that at Return of the Jedi. It's just like, to me, it makes him like a worse character overall, because it's just like, how many things, like, how many times do you have to run into Obi-Wan? How many times do you have to run into Ahsoka? How many times do you have to do all these things from your past, and you still can't turn away from the dark side? And then it takes like Luke to do it. I don't like it. I don't like what they've done. I think it makes Anakin a more interesting character, but I think it makes Darth Vader a worse villain.
Wow. I know
that is the Chase's hot.
That is a good take, though. I could see it.
This is, and keep in mind, this is original trilogy brain going off. It's just
that is original trilogy. You don't have as much there's less context to go
my
off.
First image of Darth Vader is walking through the smoke in the Tantive 4, and choking a dude, and him chopping off his own son's hand, torturing his own daughter. And then the Return of the Jedi, you finally see the sliver of hope within Darth Vader. And Darth Vader has always been this imposing, terrifying figure. And what I think did it really well... Okay, let me say this. What I think did it well was Rebels. What I think did it great was Kenobi.
Yes.
Like Kenobi's with the mirrored image from Rebels with the cracked helmet. And it's like Anakin is gone. I am what remains. Perfect. Incredible. I really, really love that thing, because that to me is the finale of Anakin Skywalker, like, until he is brought back by Luke. That to me is what that is.
So you're saying that Rebel Season 2 is going to be like C tier because of...
No, I like the Darth Vader scene.
But let's get into Rebel Season 1, and we can Season 2.
Rebel Season 1 is just next to... It's in D tier.
I would give it a C. I don't think any of Rebels goes into D tier. I like Rebel Season 1. I would also say Rebel Season 1 just because I don't like shaved head Ezra at all.
Let's see. All right, Season 2. That's gonna be right in front of Boba Fett and Mando Season 1.
I
think it's better than I think. I
can't
think of a single season of Clone Wars that I think is better than Rebels, but I'm willing to give you guys season 7.
I would put it in A just for Vader alone. Like the iconic
I would put Rebels season 2 at I mean, I would put 2 and 3 in A tier, but
okay, I'll go A tier, back of A tier behind Siege.
Yeah, that feels right.
I would agree. Yeah.
I would switch them, but yeah, that's fine. I'm willing to. I'm willing to.
Yeah, but like I agree. But like I think like season 3 to me, I think should go
3
right underneath season 2,
right behind it. Yeah. And then I would say season 4. I feel like it dropped.
I agree. Put that shit at the top.
I think season 4 is S tier. I think what they do with Thrawn. I think what they do.
Okay.
Jedi Knight alone puts it in S tier for me. Like
that's fair.
To me, yeah. Hashtag I miss Kanan Jarrus.
To me, okay, not to get ahead of ourselves in the ranking. If Andor is the pinnacle of live action television, Rebels season 4 is the pinnacle of Star Wars animation.
Yeah.
Like season 4 does not stop.
I would like, as much as I have my issues with I do think that Clone Wars season 7, is like pushing that S tier, because like when I watched it, I was having a very good time with it. I think that the end of season 4 of Rebels versus the end of season 7 of Clone Wars was so much more impactful. Like I really, really loved season 4. I think the stuff that with Ezra and Thrawn and the Purrgil at the end, incredible. Like
yeah, it was pretty good.
And then like I even love the Palpatine stuff, with Ian McDiarmid coming back with the hologram and like how it flickers between like Chancellor Palpatine and the Emperor, like how he's trying to just seize Ezra into opening the world between worlds for him, like that shit. Peak.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
All right. Now it's time to get into the fun stuff. All right, Resistance season 1.
No. I will not concede Resistance being higher than right where it is. Right there, I think
season 1 being at I don't think it should be at the end of C tier. I would personally put it in front of C tier.
To me, I would put it like right here.
I'm willing to concede that.
I'm fine with that.
I just
season 2, however,
I would
don't
agree.
You dare. Don't.
I think it's an A. I don't think it's S tier. I think it's an A tier season. I think what they do with the First Order. I think what they do with Tam. I think what they do with the Force and how they handle stuff like Hosnian Prime. Super good. Super good.
Right where that is, I am okay with that. No, actually, I'm not okay with that. It is better than that. Acolyte's better than that. Put Acolyte in front of that.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right.
I mean, people are gonna be mad for this, but I don't care. They can.
Season 2 of Resistance is.
Holy.
Have you watched it yet, Luke?
Yeah, I have. I watched
season 2. Season 2 is really good. It's really good.
Okay.
It does things that Star Wars has never done before, and that's what I really like about it.
Okay, that's okay. I personally wouldn't put it that high, but that's okay. It's better than season 1 though, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Season 2 is better than season 1. There's no arguing that. I like season 1. I think it's fun. I think it's whimsical. Yeah. I think the Colossus as this station is cool.
That's a great concept.
Yeah. So much of Resistance is just horribly underrated. But yeah, season 2 is a huge improvement of season 1.
Yeah, I would say season 2 alone justify getting a third season. Like
it
would have been great with a season 3.
It's the only sequel show. No, wait, never mind.
No, it is a sequel show. It takes place during Hosnian the destruction.
Okay,
of Hosnian Prime.
So that is, we wouldn't consider Mando. That's still original trilogy then, right?
Or yeah. It's that middle. It's the Mando era.
Yeah, Republic era.
Post Return of the Jedi, pre Battle of Jakku.
Yeah. All right. No, post Battle of Jakku.
Yeah.
Oh, pre. I'll just say pre Force Awakens, post Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Bad Batch season 1. All right.
Bad Batch season 1, I think is.
I think it's B tier.
I think it's.
I have a really high opinion of Bad Batch.
I know you do. I think it's in between Rebel season 1 and season 6 of the Clone Wars.
I was legitimately thinking that. That's where my brain was.
I think that's fine.
I think it has a lot of good moments. Crosshair gets a little bit more character development here.
He's kind of forgotten in season 2.
He is kind of forgotten in season 2.
And then in season 3.
We did get 3 seasons of Bad Batch. Wow. We got 3 seasons of Bad Batch? Wow, that's crazy.
I think I personally think the Bad Batch gets better each season.
I would tend to agree with that. They give the other clones a little bit more spotlight, and I think that's why it is better. It's not much better, but it's better.
I would have liked Clone Wars a lot more had it been like Bad Batch from
clone centric, where you're actually
100%.
I think that's why Umbara is some people's best episodes.
I get why people like Umbara. Let me just say this about Umbara. Umbara, because I watched Clone Wars super late, and everyone was saying, "Oh, you're gonna love Umbara." Umbara is a good arc. I think Pong Krell is a good villain. I don't think he's like they like not
he's
that
not Dooku or
people like fuck like the I get the meme that it's a meme the fuck Pong Krell, but it's just like I'm like there are worse villains than Pong Krell. Umbara was so overhyped for me. That when I watched it, I was like, okay, yeah, I get why people like this. It didn't really hit for me the way had I watched it when it was coming out, I probably would have a wildly different opinion of it. But is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Where's
Bad Batch season 3? Or season 2?
So is he? Oh yeah, this is season 2. Right
season 2 is missing.
No, it's right here.
Is it not?
Well, do you have season 3?
Did we have season 3? No. It's missing.
Nope, it's right there. It's right there.
It's right there. Never mind.
Right next to the Resistance.
Right next to Resistance shorts. We are not.
Oh,
no,
that's season 3. That's season 3.
Holy shit. I just looked at all that. No, you know what we should put? Clone Wars 2003. That's S tier. That's God tier.
I'd say it's an A tier. I love the Gaming Tartakovsky.
That's God tier.
Season 2 for me, I would put right next to Resistance season 2.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
I would like if I were being super honest, I'd put it between Bad Batch and Acolyte.
Am I gonna be the one that's gonna come?
I'm sorry. Boba Fett and Acolyte. I'm like.
No, I would be willing to put it in between Acolyte and Resistance season 2.
To me, how Chase and I feel different about Mando season 1, Mando season 2 is how I feel about Bad Batch season 1 and Bad Batch season 2. I prefer Bad Batch season 1 over Bad Batch season 2. I think it has higher highs and more consistency in episodes.
The tech race. The season of tech. Let's just put it this way. Bad Batch season 2 is the season of tech. The race, the cave that they get stuck in, the armor color changes was great. The fact that like
Omega assassinating that Imperial guard, the Imperial officer,
with the clones in the mountains.
Yeah,
I love season 2.
Fucking move it up. The death,
the fall of Tech. He's totally still alive.
But I also feel like Crosshair just goes like for like there's like 8 episodes where you're just like, where the hell is he?
Well, he was part of the D&D. He didn't show up to the D&D.
Oh yeah, that meme I made. Yeah.
All right,
in front of Clone Wars, I'd put it next to Ahsoka.
I can concede to that, even though I would personally, if it was my tier list, I'd flip 1 and 2.
I think Bad Batch consistently is better than Clone Wars in almost every single
all right, Bad Batch season 3, I would say
I think it's S tier. I think it's A tier.
I think it's A tier.
I would agree.
Yeah, 100% at least A tier.
Behind. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, right there. And it's not even just the Palpatine stuff. It's all of the stuff that interweaves with everything else. I think, in my opinion,
the end of Hemlock and Adult.
Ooh, Hemlock is also very appealing.
The way, and I know that it's 3D, but the way it's shot, like when they're doing the M count tests, and like that whole room is a clock, and they just keep doing the bird's eye view of it, and just the way they establish a lot of their shots, and just the way that the stakes feel so high and you don't know who's going to make it out, and the fact that for the first time and basically ever we get a happy ending in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I remember like vividly at DieCon, like when we were watching the episode, we were all like, we did like a prediction segment as a joke before watching the episode, and we all were like, oh, Crosshair's gonna die, oh, Hunter's gonna die, like they're all gonna die.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, which one of them is not gonna make it out? And like they all make it out, and they have a happy life on Pabu with Wanda Sykes. It's great. And I'm sorry, like Adult Omega, like the epilogue. Oh,
it is good. It is good. I agree with where it's at. All right.
Now let's get into the two tales. All right, Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi, hot take, is better than Bad Batch Season 3. Because
I disagree.
Because I think Dooku's stories carry that show.
So I'm the one who's gonna disagree, because I think Ahsoka's are better than Dooku's. I thought Empire was better than Jedi.
I agree with Empire being better than Jedi.
I loved Tales of the Jedi. I did. Like, I enjoyed my number one issue with the Dooku stuff was you had 2 episodes that were exactly the same, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka's, while it didn't really develop her character, it grew her character, if that makes sense. Like, it expanded on her character. And I think the same with, I think Dooku's, even though again you had 2 of the same episodes, like it really developed Dooku as a character, and I do appreciate Tales of Jedi. I think where that is fine in the B tier.
Because I feel like when it comes to Tales of the Jedi, fine. Like if Luke's super high on the Dooku episodes, but kind of meh on the Ahsoka episodes, and then Chase is really like meh overall, I'm just more in the middle. Like I do really enjoy the Dooku episodes. Like I think Tales of the Jedi episode 4, some of the best Star Wars animation episodes.
That is great. We get to see the deletion of Kamino. Mm-hmm. We get Yaddle dueling Dooku. Like that shit dope as fuck.
No, it's really Tales of the Jedi is really good. I think where it's at is fine, but my thing is I liked Empire a lot more. A lot more.
I'm fine with that. I personally think that Empire's stories were not as interesting.
I thought they were more interesting, and I thought they went to more interesting places.
That's fair with Morgan Elsbeth.
Morgan, a character that we don't know.
To be honest,
the Barris episodes are
Barris's episodes were good. Insane.
Yeah,
and it was one of those things. They had every opportunity to make her a true Inquisitor and all that stuff, but how they took it and how they ended her story, and they kind of left it on its own little cliffhanger. Incredible. I really like. I liked Morgan Elsbeth's story a lot. I think the one thing that like we finally got 2003 Grievous back because of Tales of the Empire. Like insane. Like Morgan and Thrawn, kind of like finally, first meeting, and like her pitching the TIE Defender was like, I really liked what they did. I think that it had more interesting connective threads than Tales of the Jedi did.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna try to go find all the Vision stuff, because I think this is season 2 of Vision. There's season 1. There's season 1.
The Giant 2. I I think Vision season 1 is S tier.
Honestly,
I think it's S tier.
To me, Visions came and passed, and like I think I would put it like high B.
I'll concede. I'll go in the middle. I think it's A.
Okay.
But end of A.
And then I haven't watched all of Vision season 2. I know.
Vision season 2 is really good.
Very
I would
good.
put it in between Book of Boba. I would put it in front of Book of Boba Fett. Actually,
I'm fine with that. Because
I think that's fair.
While the duel, the Ninth Jedi, the Village Bride, and the Elder were like the huge standouts of season 1, like season 2 had a couple standouts. They had the Sith and they had Screecher's Reach, which were like Screecher's Reach was so good.
Yeah.
And I Am Your Mother is good. Like both of the lighthearted ones, like Tatooine Rhapsody and I Am Your Mother, were both incredible. But yeah,
that's where I would put Vision season 2. All right, what are we at now?
I think that's all the Disney stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're missing Young Jedi Adventures.
Oh yeah, I'm missing Young Jedi Adventures. All right.
I would put it at C tier, like
C
tier. It is a kid show.
It's a very cute show. It's a very cute show.
It doesn't
Nubs
add anything
great
for me. Yeah.
I was saying, what about season 2? Did we just put them together?
Yeah.
Put them together. They're growing up.
I've had them on in the background before, and
I've gotten stoned before and watched them. They're entertaining.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's just like in a way that Skeleton Crew was like had a child friendly mindset. It's still held an adult audience. Young Jedi Adventures is for kids. Like the only reason an adult is going to watch Young Jedi Adventures is because they genuinely just really love Star Wars. Like
absolutely.
I would never recommend Young Jedi Adventures to like any adult without kids.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're me.
Fair.
But
Nubs is great. Nubs is awesome.
Nubs is
You know what you didn't put in here? You didn't put Rebuilding the Galaxy.
I don't.
All the Legos.
Yeah.
No,
we don't have to do it. But Rebuilding the Galaxy. Shout out to Rebuild. I loved Rebuilding.
I have to watch it. I'm not saying no. That I'm just saying we're hitting over an hour.
Yeah. You should, if you haven't watched Rebuild the Galaxy, it's very, very, very good.
I feel like
I have to check it out.
I feel like I wouldn't include the Lego stuff as the same way I would include the Attack Clone Wars. Like I know they're different eras of Star Wars, but to me, it's like I think Visions is the exception to the rule, if anything. Yeah, but this is all canon media except for Visions.
Tartakovsky would be A tier.
I would put Tartakovsky.
It would be right in between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I
wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I would.
I would put it behind Visions. I'd put it at the end of A tier.
No.
I love getting Tartakovsky Clone Wars.
That's way too low.
It's very good.
That's way too low.
I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
I think Visions is a better show than 2003 Clone Wars.
Okay, fine. Agree to disagree.
But
if you want to move Visions up,
go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Call us fucking morons in the comments. Please give engagement with this.
Yeah. So we got in D tier, season 2 of Clone Wars, season 1 of Clone Wars. C tier is Young Jedi Adventures, season 3 of Clone Wars, Resistance season 1, Mando season 3, Clone Wars: The Lost Missions, Bad Batch season 1, Rebel season 1. Then we move into B tier. We got season 4, Tales of the Jedi, Bad Batch season 2, Ahsoka, Clone Wars season 5, Tales of the Empire, Resistance season 2, The Acolyte, Book of Boba Fett, Vision season 2, Mando season 1. And then we move into A tier. We got Vision season 1, Rebel season 3, Bad Batch season 3, Rebel season 2, Clone Wars season 7, Mando season 2, Skeleton Crew, Obi-Wan, and then the creme of the creme S tier. We got Star Wars Rebels season 4 and Andor.
I don't see any. I would put Vision higher, but I don't see anything wrong with this.
I would put Obi-Wan Kenobi in S tier, but that I would.
You know what? No, put Obi-Wan in S tier.
I can concede that.
Obi-Wan and S tier. The feelings that were felt with Obi-Wan.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, that was
it's
my
one of
whole
those things
personality, and it still kind of is.
It's like the people who get upset over like I haven't seen it, but like people get upset over Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's like you still felt those feelings. Stop denying it. Like
absolutely.
Like yes, you can certainly criticize it and look at its shortcomings, but if it made you feel a certain way and it made you feel like really, really emotional, pay respects to that. It did a good job.
I agree.
Yeah, that all about does it for the ranking.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We
That's
mostly don't hate each other anymore.
No, I don't think we hated each other to begin with.
Oh, I hated all of you.
I would say.
Well, I mean,
we
you're
had
kind of insane for being on a podcast with people that you hate there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm in it for the money.
Honestly, I think this is
sure. What money? Show me it.
You don't get paid?
We're not chills, ironically. We
Disney's not paying you?
No.
Oh.
I would say this went better in the 2024 edition Cheetos, which funny enough, we did exactly around this time last year.
Oh yeah, that's right, we did.
You know what we should do?
What?
It's a new year. We should rewatch Star Wars.
It's not a bad idea.
We could
rewatch Star Wars, just the movies.
We could reopen that idea that we had months ago, but we could talk about that off stream.
I don't know what you're talking about. We should rewatch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was fun. I like doing stuff like that.
It is fun. I think it's very clip-baity stuff.
Absolutely,
I love it. I think we should do more of that. Get the views up, baby.
Absolutely, yeah.
After watch time. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. In looming of the TikTok ban.
Yeah, it's probably happening. It already kind of happened.
A lot of them are looking for JJ, which is hilarious.
X-Core, I see your comment. I'm not putting that on the screen, but I love you.
No, sir. We are not baiters of the masters.
We are. We really are. Anyways, thank you guys for doing that with us. Hereth, where can we find you on internet?
On the internet, you could find me at Hereth Productions on the TikTok for the next 70 days. And then, of course, you could find me over at Hereth Productions on Instagram and Blue Sky.
I thought it was 90 days.
Nope, 75. And then, Chase, where can we find you on the social media?
You could find me until TikTok is totally gone at Forward Into the Black on TikTok. You could find me also on Blue Sky. I have been posting there. It's Forward Into the Black. I think it's FWD Into the Black. Stop. Stop. You can find me at Forward Into the Black on Blue Sky, and now you can find me on YouTube at Forward Into the Black. I've mostly just been posting shorts, talking about Star Wars, talking about video games, talking about Star Citizen, all the stuff that I typically talk about. Now, Luke, where can we find you?
You can find me.
This is too hard of a bit to keep going.
You can follow me at Jedi Master Eggs on all social medias. I haven't gotten it on Blue Sky, but I should probably do that soon.
Yeah.
You can follow us at the Pod Ones on social medias. We have a Blue Sky. We have everything under the sun. And you can find us every Thursday night. I think we're gonna do a Thursday-Friday stream next week. So we'll have like a big Friday, come hang out with us for a couple of hours, whether we play a video game or we just talk about a subject that we want to talk about.
I won't be there.
I guess Chase won't be there, so he won't be part of it, but we'll get that organized, and because we're gonna do like the once a month thing, whether it's a live or it's a stream or something. I just think that's probably a good idea.
Could do let's do Marvel Rivals.
I do not have Marvel Rivals, but I will be down to...
It's free. You can download it and play with everyone.
Interesting. That might be an option. But anyway.
Thank you guys for tuning in. to the Podwans podcast. That'll be it for us tonight. Appreciate all of you for being here, and we'll see you next week.
May the force be with you.